Now, you've heard stories like these before. People who started with nothing and became millionaires overnight. What if I told you those are the wrong stories? You need to be listening to the ones who started with something, who messed up along the way, who stumbled but picked themselves back up. Those are the stories that will teach you how to survive. And surviving, my friend, is the true test of success. His name was Aiden Ross. And if you'd met him 5 years ago, you would have thought he was just another failure. Dropped out of college, tried 3 different businesses, all flopped. He was in debt, broke, and worst of all, disappointed in himself. There were nights he stared at the ceiling thinking, maybe I'm just not meant for anything great. But what no one saw were the scars he was collecting, not on his skin, but on his soul. Every failed project, every wrong decision, every risk that didn't pay off, it was teaching him quietly, painfully. And then came the worst one yet, his 3rd startup. He'd poured everything into it, borrowed money, worked 16-hour days, and just when things started to look up, one partnership collapsed and everything fell apart. He lost everything, again. He didn't leave his room for days. He deleted his social media. He couldn't look people in the eye, because all he saw in the mirror was a man made of mistakes. But one night, something changed. His younger brother came to him and said, "You may think you're failing, but to me, you're the only one who's trying." That sentence hit harder than any failure ever had, because Aiden realized he had been so focused on the outcomes, he forgot to value the courage it takes to keep showing up. The next day, he got up, not to launch another business, not to fix everything overnight, but just to start again. This time, with patience. This time, with wisdom. This time, with the lessons his mistakes had taught him. So please understand this. Success isn't just about getting it right. Success is what happens after you've been wrong. It's what happens after you've failed. It's what happens after you've fallen and still found a reason to rise. I know because this is exactly what happened to Aiden. Instead of starting a business immediately, he took some time off. He worked as a freelancer, small clients, small wins. He wasn't building an empire, he was building trust in himself, in his work. You see, we're so obsessed with instant results, with overnight successes. We forget that the greatest success stories are often the ones that took years to build. The thing you admire most about someone else's success story is probably the result of their struggles that they never shared. And that's why when you look at their life, it seems effortless, because you're seeing the outcome, not the obstacles they overcame to get there. Aiden didn't do this to prove the haters wrong. He did it to prove himself right. He knew he was more than his failures. He wanted to show himself that he could learn from his mistakes and move forward. About 2 years after his last startup collapsed, he launched another business. Different niche, different mindset, different Aiden. And this time, it grew. Not overnight, not easily, but it grew with roots. Roots that held up against the winds of change. Roots that nourished his soul. Roots that were strong enough to weather any storm. And guess what? To this day, Aiden is successful. He's financially free, he mentors others who are just starting, but if you ask him what changed his life, he won't say his first big sale. He won't say the investment or the moment he went viral. He'll say, "It was surviving my mistakes that made me ready for success." You see, success isn't about achieving perfection. It's about thriving after imperfection, after facing challenges, after stumbling and recovering, after falling and rising stronger than before. You want to know why Aiden succeeded? Because he understood the power of survival. And here's the thing, we all face challenges. We all make mistakes. But it's what we do next that defines us. Do we let our mistakes define our worth? Or do we prove ourselves wrong by proving them right? By embracing the challenge and coming back stronger? Success isn't about never falling. It's about falling and refusing to stay down. It's about getting knocked down and coming back up. Every single time you pick yourself up, you become stronger. Every scar tells a story of resilience. Every struggle becomes a stepping stone. It's funny how we celebrate people who made it big after multiple attempts, like entrepreneurs who launched 10 startups before finding success. But we don't celebrate the same people when it happens in our own lives. We judge ourselves harder than anyone else because we know our potential. We see the difference between where we are and where we could be, and that gap creates suffering. So you're stuck. You're stuck because you feel like you're not living up to your potential. You feel like you're not making enough progress. You feel like you're not successful enough. But what if I told you that's where your strength lies? What if your current situation is exactly where your strength is being built? Look, I know this sounds like a cliche. Everyone says, "Oh, your struggles are building character." But most of us don't truly believe it. We want to believe that we should already be successful. But here's the harsh truth. Life doesn't care about your feelings. Life doesn't give you what you deserve. Life rewards what you do. If you want to succeed, you must put in the work. You must learn from your mistakes. You must adapt and overcome. And guess what? That process builds strength. It builds resilience. It builds grit. And those are the things that will help you succeed in the long run. So stop waiting for success to find you. Go out and find it. But not by chasing dreams or shortcuts or overnight successes. Find it by embracing the journey, by embracing the struggles, by embracing the mistakes, because those are the things that will turn you into the person you need to be to achieve the success you desire. Stop comparing your current situation to other people's end results and start comparing your current situation to where you were yesterday, because that's the only way to measure real progress. Aiden didn't become successful because he didn't fail. He became successful because he learned from his failure. He adapted and pivoted. He picked himself up and kept going. And that's the secret to success. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Don't focus on how far you have to go. Focus on how far you've come. Don't focus on what you haven't achieved yet. Focus on what you've already learned. Don't focus on the end result. Focus on the next step. My question for you today, and I want you to really think about this, is what are you doing right now to set yourself up for future success? Because success isn't a matter of luck. It's a matter of preparation. It's a matter of mindset. It's a matter of daily choices. So what are you choosing? Are you choosing to complain, or are you choosing to act? Are you choosing to give up, or are you choosing to keep going? Are you choosing to blame others, or are you choosing to take responsibility? Your choices define who you are. They define where you're going. They define your future. So choose wisely. Choose to embrace the journey. Choose to learn from your mistakes. Choose to pick yourself up and keep going. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe for more. And remember, success is what happens after you've survived all your mistakes. Thank you so much for watching.